Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Geekin on WDW. Happy birthday to you. That's right, we're 1 year old. Raise your margarita and lapu lapus, and let's celebrate as we go Geekin on Walt Disney World. Welcome to episode 60, the anniversary edition of the Geekin on Walt Disney World podcast. I'm your co-host, Curtis Stone. We are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast that will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. Usually, each week, I share the microphone with the smartest, the cutest, the sweetest daughter in the world, Lindsay. But we had a little snafu when we tried to record the intro during the week. And Lindsay's not able to be here for the intro, but she was a big part of the anniversary episode that we recorded earlier the week with some of our past guests and friends of the show. And it was so much fun. You know, and the premise of the show was always to record those fun conversations we all have with friends about Disney World, talking about a trip we're planning or one that we just came back from. These have always been fun conversations, and it's been a great year of doing the podcast, and we've really enjoyed it. And before we show you, or before you listen to this pre-recorded recording with our friends, just a couple of numbers, because I am kind of into the numbers, and it's been fun watching the trends. We have been downloaded 22 times from, or 22 different countries, including Germany and Guatemala, which were just added. Funny enough, Norway has just come in as number 3 country and jumping over my homeland of the UK. 48 states have downloaded the show, and somehow, I don't know why, but we have no appeal in Montana or Wyoming. And what's been really fun is the guests that we've had on the show, and we've had guests from 15 different states. I love tracking that. It's been a lot of fun. All right, for this anniversary show, we did invite Ellen DeGeneres, Martin Short, Eric Idle, Gary Sinise, Patrick from Soarin', and even Stacy, but unfortunately none of them were available. But actually, this is the anniversary show, and it's all about celebrating those amazing guests we've had on during the past year on the show, and it's been so much fun. And what I'm going to do right now is just get right into that pre-recorded show that we did earlier in the week with our friends, and I hope this is just part 1, and we get to do another part 2 later this week, and it will have some more folks on to help us celebrate. So enjoy the show, and we will see you again next week. Let me introduce our roundtable of friends. Commando park hoppers, around the world beer drinkers, Run with the Bulls rope droppers, memory makers, cronut chasers, bloggers, podcasters, travel agents, extra magic hour enthusiasts, Run Disney runners, feedbag foodies, Tomorrowland Transit Authority commuters, and DVC devotees. And first on the list, joining us tonight is Brian Wall. Hi, Brian.
Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm a citrus swirl slammer.
Perfect. You got the lingo. You got the jingle there going.
And I'm your lone downloader from Guatemala. Just
Oh, you're the guy.
Yeah, I keep downloading the 2 shows that I was on over and over again to get them bumped up to the top of the list. So.
Well, Brian's always helping me out. A little story this past week. I was in a training class last Thursday, and I'm checking my phone, and I think you got me on Twitter or something, sent me a message how you had seen a thread in the touringplans.com where someone had asked what podcast to listen to, and Brian had noticed that someone had mentioned our podcast, and then he chirped in and then gave us a shout out, and I said, well, go back there and tell them that if they have an idea for a show, if they want to be on our show, then they could download our show and listen to themselves.
Yeah, and the next guy posted, he said something like, tell them that I just downloaded the show and now I subscribed and I love it. So
perfect. Thanks for spreading and always thinking of us. Brian's always sending me emails and keeping in contact. So appreciate it, Brian.
Happy birthday.
It's lots of fun. Thank you so much for being a part of our birthday party. Heather Brainerd, who's been on our show twice. Yes, you've been on our show twice, Heather.
Yes, twice. Yes, hello.
You're such a great friend.
Always a delight.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Congratulations on your first anniversary.
Thank you, Heather. And you were on one of our early shows and one of my favorite topics, and which is, I thought was a topic that people didn't know too much about. But Heather has the infamous smells episode.
that was so much fun.
Which I was listening to WDW radio, and they were doing a celebration of like 400 shows or something, and they were mentioning how smells was one of their favorites, which I thought was a unique category, but I'm sure it isn't.
It's a great topic.
It is. And Heather, you had a great technical topic with us on food allergies too.
Yes.
Which was awesome.
That was good. Thank you for letting me get that information out there. That was really great.
Right. It's good to have some of that.
It's really good to know.
Yeah. Great information that people I'm sure can appreciate it. And next on, we have 1, 2, 3, like 6 of us to go. We're trying something new. It seems to be working so far. Susan Jones, who I know from work, is a local friend here. Hi, Susan.
Hey, Kurt and Lindsay. How are you?
We're doing great. Susan's one of those typical people, at work when you start talking about Disney World.
Local friends.
I guess you could call it the water cooler conversation, I suppose. That goes on and on and on and on.
Right. We never stop. And other people come up to us at work and start asking, and I say, go see Kurt. And, and I tell everybody to log on to your website as well and listen to your podcast. So you're very well known. You should start what do they call it? A community of practice just on Disney World.
I know. I constantly get contacted. I'm sure you guys do at some level and get contacted. I just was talking to someone again at work, and someone else I was talking to, they said to me, what's a podcast?
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah. What do you do your podcast on? Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World. Really? How do you talk on and on and on about Walt Disney World?
Well, you make work fun, It's always fun, and it's good to kind of, give us all that fun stuff to think about while we are at work. So I appreciate it.
Thanks, Susan. And yes, and that was kind of the inspiration for the podcast, was to have those conversations recorded and find friends that would appreciate it too. So now also Glenn Kessler. Hey, Glenn.
How you doing, guys? Happy anniversary.
Thank you. And I'm trying to remember how we got connected. I think you just emailed me or something, or Facebook.
Yeah, it was DVC, and I had a lot of questions, and you said, well, instead of me answering those on email, why don't you just come and make a podcast show about it? And it was great.
I know, and that's another thing. Like, so I think Glenn reached out to me with a question, and I boldly say, well, why don't you come on the show? And he said yes, to my surprise. It's like, and that, it's amazing how many, like I said, I reach out to people, and I can't believe my success rate in getting people to come on the show. And that,
I know.
And that technically it would work, that people would know how to get onto Skype and have a microphone and all that jazz. And so Glenn, yes, I definitely remember the DVC. I always think of you when people ask me about DVC.
Yeah, and I don't go on to Skype for just anyone, Kurt. Only you and Lindsay. And in fact, as I logged on today, it said last login 10 months ago to you guys. So
perfect. And I saw on Facebook, Glenn, that you're an artist.
That's right.
And I think you teach art too, right?
Yep.
And you've got a show coming up soon?
Yeah, if anyone's in the Washington, D.C. area, I've got a show at a real nice gallery down there, Hillier Art Space. It's going up, just hung it today, actually, so it'll open up on the worst First Friday in the history of First Fridays. Happens to be first night of Passover, Good Friday, and the beginning of most spring breaks around here. So
right.
So all the atheists will join me, and we'll celebrate some art.
How long does that run for?
It's up for the whole month.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, perfect. Thank you for joining us again tonight. And a good friend of ours, close friend that we know very well, Judy Ludwig, is here tonight.
Hi, Kurt. Happy birthday.
Hey, Judy. Hey, speak up. I'm not hearing you too good.
Oh, okay. I'll sit closer.
Yes, or something like that.
Is that better?
Yeah, a little better.
Okay.
You were sounding good before on the pre-show.
Yeah, I don't have a microphone. I'm just talking into the computer.
Oh, that's better. Now, I know you're getting really excited because you're spending a lot of time on the phone. I couldn't get out of church with you and Mama talking about Disney World. like I was going to spend my whole Sunday at church if I didn't pull you two away. What'd you say?
I did, but I was all puppet stuff also.
Okay. Yes, we know Judy, Lindsay, and we do a puppet ministry through our church. And Judy's a big...
And I help with the directing at our troupe. And I think Judy and I spend 90% of the time that we do directing talking about Disney.
Yes, we do.
Exactly. And we're sending Lindsay some care packages down. I think
Back my car is filled, Lindsay. Your mother
with all my stuff.
Yes.
She's driving down, and Lindsay's telling me that she's not going to be able to podcast with me next week because she's going to be running around Disney World with Judy.
Right. Leaving
Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Yeah, we're leaving Thursday, and we'll be arriving at Disney on Saturday afternoon.
Awesome. And
can't wait.
Yeah, you're like a little kid. You're
I
just
am
so excited. And you're staying at Pop Century, I think?
Century this time, yep.
Yeah. Very good. And final guest of the evening, but not least, Jen Galambus. Hi, Jen.
Hi, my Disney Geekin family.
Exactly. You love to go geeking on Disney World.
I do.
What's going on with you?
Apps, unfortunately, nothing. No trips planned. Anytime this year, at least. I'm trying to hopefully get a 10-year anniversary squeezed in there in September, but other than that, Disney cruise in February.
Yeah, you just come back in February, right?
No, we have one coming up this coming February. In 2016.
I got you. I thought you just went recently, though.
No.
No? Okay. I am off base. Well, that's all right.
We have lots of friends doing lots of things.
That was me, Kurt.
Huh?
That was me.
Oh, that was
we went in February.
There you go. See, I can't keep it all straight.
We can hardly keep ourselves straight.
Well, you know the other thing I want to tell Lindsay, we have some other friends from church that are going down in April in a couple weeks. And I told them, they were asking me how to work Epcot, and they're only going to go to 2 parks. So I didn't
it's not even like, it's weird to pick the choices they made, if I might say.
Well, I try not to say, my opinion when people are excited to go and they say they're only going to 2 parks. In my head, I'm saying, why would you do that?
But one of them isn't Magic Kingdom, which kind of, that's why I said it was weird, because it is weird. You can't say it's not weird.
Well, beginners, what do they know?
Yeah. They're still going to have fun. I'm just saying.
They're going to have fun. And I was giving them a little bit of how to walk through do Animal Kingdom and how to do, they were talking, well, it was funny because they asked me, she says, I spent a whole bunch of time reading up on the Fast Pass system, Magic Plus, whatever, but they're not staying in a Disney resort. And then it dawned on me, you're not going to be able to use the Magic Plus, so don't bother reading up on it.
They can. They will.
No, because they got to go to the kiosk, right? They can't.
Well, they're going to buy their tickets. Well, they could do it the second day.
Yeah. But anyways, they're going to Epcot and they're going to Animal Kingdom. You don't really need the Fast Pass that much in those parks. And I said to them, you can, depending on what day you're going to be there, maybe Lindsay can give you the VIP tour. Right?
Yeah. Oh man. I'm a good tour guide.
You'd be an awesome tour guide.
I am. I know, because I brought a couple of my friends who haven't been here before. While we're on the college program, and oh man, we worked those parks. We got everything in. No waits,
I know. Can you guys believe Lindsay met a friend that's working in the college program, but she's never been to the Disney parks before?
And that's actually not uncommon either down here.
Is that right?
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of people, they only know Disneyland, so they don't know Disney World at all, or they've never been to a Disney park before.
That's amazing. You must be loving it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I was just in the parks today.
Well, we know you were late getting
Yeah.
you were late getting here to join us.
Yeah, because I was at Epcot at Chefs de France, and then I went to downtown Disney to grab a sandwich for tomorrow for lunch.
Okay. Were you with your roommate?
Yeah.
Okay. You got in line. How was the crowds over there?
Horrific.
Oh, yeah.
But I knew that of downtown Disney because I work down there. So.
Yeah. You know the drill.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do with the format, this is kind of a round table and a little trial. It seems to be going good so far. So we'll go in the same order of the introductions. And what I asked the gang to do would be to answer a question, why you love Disney World. And because Disney World is all about storytelling, the second topic we'll go around and talk about is to reflect on a special memory from a Disney World trip. Okay? And Lindsay, we might even include you.
I know, you didn't tell me what we were doing.
Why don't you? I'll save you for last. And,
okay.
And then we'll go with that like that. So, Brian, why do you love Disney World?
Oh, put me on the spot.
Well, I sort of gave you a couple of days.
What's that?
I kind of gave you a couple of days to think about it.
Yeah, I know. And I've been thinking about it a lot too. And for me, I think the one thing that being able to describe it, it's kind of hard for me to describe why I love Disney World so much. And I think it's more of a feeling, I guess, as odd as that sounds. There's just something about being, for me, as a parent, being able to share, a lot of the memories that I had as a kid, being able to share some of those experiences with my kids and being able to see my kids see some of the things, like the first time my kids saw the Main Street Electrical Parade, and the way that their eyes lit up when, characters would come right up to them and talk to them or, shake their hand. I don't know. It's just, there's something about being at Disney that as soon as I get on Magical Express, every single care and worry that I have about work or the outside world just kind of goes away. And I know that, for the next however many days, I can leave all of my worries back at the airport and just enjoy time with family and eat ice cream for breakfast and, do all those fun things that you don't get to do every day and on every normal family vacation, so to speak. So I don't know. There's something about just being there, the music, the food, everything about it. I just love, and it's hard for me to put into words, but you guys are all,
I think we get
like
it.
me. You get it. Yeah. So yeah.
You started out with saying, it sounds weird that, it's about a feeling, but it doesn't sound weird to me at all. I totally
That's
understand.
exactly what it is.
They definitely have created that. I hear that music, and it like instantly puts me in a good mood.
Yeah,
just from the TV going in the room. How about you?
My kids always give me a hard time. Dad, why are we listening to Wishes again in the car on the way to Walmart? I'm like, because it makes me happy, guys.
Yeah, Mama and I. You guys are probably all into the internet radio stuff too, and with the cell phones, you can pick up these stations and listen to them as long as you got big enough data plan. And going down the road, we plug that in and we listen to Disney music all the time.
The actual park stream.
Park streams,
all
yeah.
the better.
I love all the ambiance and background music stuff from those internet radio stations. That's some of my favorite stuff. All right, Heather.
Yes.
Why do you love Disney World?
Well, I agree with everything that Brian just said. I can totally relate. But to put a slightly different spin on it, I'm kind of a perfectionist. And the real world is not perfect.
You don't say.
Yeah, I know. But Disney World is about as close to perfect as you can get.
That's so true.
It is, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
just the ambiance, the theming, the amazing cast members, the cleanliness, everything is just perfection. So yes, I love that about Disney World.
Would you agree it's the happiest place on earth?
Absolutely.
It's not just it's not just a saying to me. You'd be hard pressed to find a happier place. Although I do like the beach. Maybe Tora Tora might be a happy place too, or some kind of exotic beach place. Is that Tora? Is that right? That's not even the right place. That's not even a place, is it? Okay, Susan. Yeah, my geography's bad.
Well, I as well like Disney for all the reasons that were just said, and I just love the energy of the people, and I love meeting people from all over the world, and when you come into the parks, everybody just kind of lets their guard down, and you end up talking to people and learning so much. It's just always a great experience, and I've been going for so many years. It's just magical. That's the way I describe it.
Susan, I like that topic you just brought up and that's true when you go on vacation, I think too. I think even other places I've gone, if it's a resort kind of place, people are relaxed and you can start a conversation. And it's not one of my most comfortable things to do really with strangers. Once I get talking and know somebody, I'm good. Did you guys enjoy some of the live recordings I did with people? That was I was a little bit anxious doing that, but I captured a little bit of that, I think, with the live recordings.
Yes, I think you did, and I think that's great though, because there's sort of a culture like with DVC people as well. People that really kind of go to the resorts and stay there a lot, get to know each other, and that's kind of cool as well.
Yeah, did you ever run into a server or a bartender or somebody that you've seen before? We've done that.
We have a couple of times.
That's even cool too.
Where do you mean, like in the parks?
Yeah,
or?
Yeah. Like we have I know the guy over at Tamboo Lounge that has served us a couple times, and he seemed to remember us. So that's kind of fun.
I'm sure lots of people remember you guys. Huh?
for good reasons.
For all good reasons. Oh.
That's funny. Let's see. I got Glenn Kessler. Do you love Disney World?
Yeah, it's all right. No, I love Disney World.
It's going to get harder on this list to add something new. So that's the challenge.
Heather absolutely, took the words right out of my mouth. I love Disney's commitment to excellence. And you just kind of get the sense that, in the world today, and maybe it's always been this way, but there just seems to be a priority on doing things kind of good enough to get by. But Disney always goes beyond that, like way beyond that. So, that translates into, the outstanding customer service and the theming and everything that, Heather was talking about. But, that's something that, just as an abstract concept, I'm just motivated by in my life and my career. And, it's something that, I've got little boys. I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I want them to observe that and internalize that and act on that as they grow, and, to imagine and possibly even create a world where everyone strove for such success. I love that idea.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So Heather's a writer, an author, and she's got a perspective that's really cool. And Glenn, you're an artist. So from an artist's perspective, are there things about Disney World that, from your point of view, I mean, obviously the animation.
Yeah. Obviously, it's, and I'm an artist that, puts a priority on craftsmanship and technical, kind of excellence, kind of old master type of work. So, I'm really impressed by the craftsmanship that you see in Disney animation, all the way back to the, to the earliest, kind of hand drawn and the watercolor backgrounds all the way up to today with the CGI, or not CGI, the animated, digital animated films. And it's just, the level of attention to detail, I look at how long it takes me to produce a single painting, and then okay, there's 400,000 of those every split second in Frozen, or or Wreck-It Ralph or whatever. It's just breathtaking what they put into their product, and it just it just reeks of excellence and makes you want to strive when you see it, to achieve more and to celebrate beauty in the world. And that's a special thing that art can do. And I appreciate that about the Disney company.
Well said. And I got to add my little 2 cents there because you made me think of something. When I first went down there, and I think something that really struck me, maybe it's that historical sense for me, and thinking about Walt Disney himself, the first thing that kind of came, like, who built this thing? How did this thing happen? The massive size of it just struck me. It's like, how he says it all started with a mouse. And just how it's grown from one park to 4 and everything that's there. It's just amazes me. So. Yeah,
and I mean, Walt was an artistic genius. I mean, is kind of, when it comes down to the creative force, he wasn't doing things, necessarily because of the bottom line. He was doing things out of a passion that I think, is again, that kind of abstract notion that, then he found a way to facilitate it. And
I started reading a book, and the title's not coming to me, but it's an interesting book. And, it talks about how he wasn't really the greatest of an artist. He had a partner in the very early beginnings that was a very good artist that he worked with. But he did have great talent in motivating people, in leading people, getting the best out of people, and all of those things. And like you said, he put, like, when he did Snow White, and he wanted those artists to create that, he knew it was going to be a big project, and he acted out the parts. He did he put everything he had. I wonder how many times he risked the farm or his house to do some of the projects that he did. So big risk taker too, to the detriment of his brother, who would be yelling probably what are you doing now, Walt? But Judy.
Yes.
Your turn.
My turn.
Tell us why you love Disney World.
Why do I love Disney? Well, I'm probably the oldie of the group.
But the biggest kid.
Or the biggest kid. My husband and I went on a Disney Moon the first summer that it was open and fell in love with the place.
When it was little.
When it was little, and it was just the Magic Kingdom.
A year old.
Yeah, not even. And then we took our kids back many, many times as they were growing up. We went to the campground because we didn't have any money. We couldn't really afford to stay in the resorts at that point. But the campground was a wonderful place to go with your kids. And the boat ride over to the Magic Kingdom, the transportation was great.
Judy, and it's we did a show recently because we've stayed at pretty much all the style resorts except for the campground. We did actually stay at the campground. But no matter how you vacation down there, I'm sure you've got great memories of the campground.
Great memories.
And it's certainly not the Grand Floridian, I'm sure, by a stretch, right?
No, but now, we've sold the camper, and now, I'm done camping, and I want my, amenities right in the same room with me. I don't want to put on the path.
But I know you're planning on staying at Pop Century, and I think the comment, we said, I think it's a great place to stay. You're still going to have a great experience. You're going to have fun. It's going to be memorable. The kids are going to have a ball. They're going to play around the pool. All those things. The bus service wasn't even that bad. No. I mean, as you move up in the resort, pluses it up a little bit each time you go up.
This was one of those last-minute trips. We booked this trip about 30 days out. It was snowing, and it was cold here in Connecticut, and I said, I got to go somewhere where it's warm.
Right. That's another reason why we love Disney World.
Yeah. So we booked this at the last minute, and, it was just a quick trip. Next time we're going to stay at Wilderness Lodge. Absolutely.
All right.
And it's the first trip that we'll take since our Disney Moon that we won't have any kids. It'll be just my husband and I.
That's fun.
We'll have Lindsay with us this time too, so
I'll be your kid.
She'll be your kid. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, Mama and I, last time when we brought Lindsay down and we stayed at Pop Century, that was really the first time we were pretty much on our own.
Except for times when we've ran away from the kids and went on our own. All right, Jen.
You back at dinner time, don't they?
Yeah. Meet us back. Yeah, that's one place that, depending how old they were. My kids are pretty old. I feel pretty safe with them running around to some extent.
Yeah, well, you left me down here, so I mean.
Well, now, yeah. At some point, I got to cut the cord. Hey, Jen, have you have anything else to add to that love of Disney World?
No. No,
We took everything.
Basically said it. The storytelling.
Yeah.
And mainly just I don't know. Again, it's that feeling. I get down there with my family, and everything just disappears. It's almost palpable in a way, as far as I just don't remember the rest of the world. It's like I force myself into this bubble the second I go underneath that sign, and I'm in it, and there's no looking back. Like, I don't care to check Facebook or my email. I'm just there to enjoy my family and to see the look on my girls' faces every time they see something new or they see that princess. And, and even my husband, who is not commando and would rather stay in the resort and lay it by the pool, he still loves it and he still wants to go back. And I just think it's that family time.
How old are your girls? How old are your girls, Jen?
Each of them, both of them have birthdays coming up in the next month. So the one will be 3, the other one will be 7.
Yeah, they're so cute. They're a good age.
Yeah, and even, now it's my 3-year-old. It's Disney. Everything's Disney. She sees a bus go by that's one of those 2 buses that's connected.
Yeah.
And she go, "Mommy, Disney bus." And I go, "No, it's not. It's a SEPTA bus." But, the same thing.
Yeah, you wrote something in the email back about how your husband doesn't recognize you when you're down there.
Oh, well, that was my memory. But I'll divulge. When I was pregnant with our first child, which was the first time that we had gone together as a couple, he was all proud of himself. He did this for me. It was, he thought that we were just going to go to a park or two and lay by the pool, relax. And I was about 17 weeks pregnant and just had appendix surgery the week before. And so he really thought, I'm just going to relax. No. I was up about 6 a.m. and forcing him to get up, and I needed to be in the parks, and there was no stopping me. So we get back, and my parents say, "So how was it?" My mom, in the back of her head, knowing how I would be, says to him, "So how was it?" And he goes, something to the extent of, "The woman that I brought on that trip was not the woman I married."
Is that a good way?
I think I scared him a little bit.
When one thing I said to Mom, I remember one time, she's not really an athletic person, but when we go to Magic Kingdom, it's you'd think I think she could win the marathon at Magic Kingdom the way she takes off. It starts heading out, and they're we lose her in the crowd. She's gone.
That's me. That's no joke. And now we kind of have this unspoken, compromise with each other. I will allow him to have his couple relaxing afternoons.
Yeah.
But and he does, allow me to rope drop. But yeah, it's
perfect.
Yeah. So that's basically what I love about it, is the fact that everything just disappears and you can just escape. And the memories that you can make as a family are just
agreed.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hi, Dad.
Do you have anything to add to all that?
Well, okay, so like I've had pretty much everything you guys have said really just rings very true with me, of course, because you're a geek. We're all geeks. We all have those feelings. But my experience has changed in like the past 2 months because I've been living down here.
Yeah, what's going on?
And I've been living the life of a cast member. So I've seen some of the magic from a different perspective.
Interesting.
And I have to say, no, the magic isn't gone. It's just different. So Disney World, it just in itself, the way that people come together to make something so magical, just for the sake of it, pretty much it's for the sake of your happiness. That's what we do, like as cast members. It's to make the guests happy, and to make their day. And that's what they instill in the cast members. And I'll tell you, 99% of us, we really do. That's like what our goal is. We don't go in for the money. It's for bringing that magic to every guest. And to know that as a cast member, and then to know that as a guest when I do go visit the parks as a guest, which I do very often, it just adds a whole nother layer and gives me a whole nother appreciation for these parks and this resort and this world. So
you're saying basically it's authentic.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's the real deal.
Awesome. Thank you, Lindsay, for that perspective. It's so cool to have you down there. And yeah. All right. We're going to go back to the top. Brian, are you still with us?
I'm still here.
So, Brian, the next question we're going to go through the round table with is stories, because Disney is about telling stories. But can you reflect on a special memory from any Disney World trip?
There's a ton. There's a lot, but there's one that definitely kind of sticks out. I was the year I graduated from college, so it was 2001, and I was down there on a trip, and I was in the parks with my girlfriend at the time, and it was then Disney's MGM Studios, and we were by the tip board, and we were looking at the wait times, because this is obviously before magic bands and smartphones, and a cast member approached us and asked if we would like to be in the Stars and Motor Cars parade, and specifically if we wanted to be the grand marshals of the parade. And I looked at my girlfriend. I'm like, oh, I have not sure if I want to do this, but she's like, then the cast member's like, well, you get 4 free fast passes for anything you want in the park. I was like, absolutely, sign us up. So, so yeah, that was probably one of the coolest things, being able to. I mean, we got to go backstage. We got to, lead we were, in front of the parade, holding this huge sign, wearing these awful outfits. But we laughed the whole time. And it was just funny. They kept announcing our names over the loudspeaker, and so it was a cool memory. Not everybody gets to be part of the show at Disney. So that's probably one of my less sentimental memories. But
that's definitely, I think,
one nevertheless.
That's one of the special things that they do to include people in the show. Any opportunity, no matter how small, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Granted, I was not, that guy like you were, but I did get my certificate. So
not everyone can be and get the sticker. No, I understand that. That's a privilege I only have here in this group.
Right.
Special.
I remember when we had a show with Erica Murphy, she was like our second guest, I think. And I asked that same question, any special memory, and she comes out with being the family of the day at Magic Kingdom.
Like, oh, come on. You want that.
I think she had to think about it too, didn't she?
So jealous.
I think she was like, I casually mentioned that. Like, that's like the grand poopah. That's like the
most magical of all the memories.
Yeah. Tell me, are you kidding me? Tell me more about that. Excellent, Brian. And were you kind of new to the parks at that time?
Yeah, that was one of the first trips I had taken as a young adult. So yeah, because before that I had only been as a kid, and I was still a kid. I was like 20, 21 years old. So yeah, it was. But I think that at that trip, that was probably the one that really helped cement my love for Disney, and I totally fell in love with it during that trip. I think so.
They certainly know how to hook you in, don't they?
Absolutely.
That special touch. They They really hook us in line and sinker. Hey, Heather.
Yes.
What's your special memory?
Oh my gosh, there are so many.
Yeah.
But
and growing.
I'm gonna take us all the way back to the 70s.
All right.
Yeah, because
Disco?
I was yes, get ready. I was lucky enough to live in Florida when I was a kid. And when my grandparents would come down from New York to visit, they would take us to Disney World. So all of my early Disney memories involve my grandparents. So it's just really special for me to think back and, picture my grandfather who has been gone for about 20 years now. It's really special to think about him and how he was like a little kid running around the Magic Kingdom with us.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and my grandmother, who's she's still going strong. She's 91 years old.
Yeah.
She and I had this tradition where we both loved If You Had Wings. I don't know if any of you remember that ride, but it's now the Buzz Lightyear ride at the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, okay. No, I'd never.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, it was great. Well, we loved it. It was all about flight. So we would actually get off of that ride and run around to the entrance again and get right back on it and just ride it over and over and over.
Judy, Judy remembers that ride.
Oh, yes. And it was sponsored by an airline.
All right.
Yes.
There you go. Judy, get back to your microphone a little closer.
Okay. Sorry.
Sing the song, Judy.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah, so that was very special. And we even got one of the trips there, we even got to stay at the Polynesian, which was a very special treat. And my grandmother is still talking about that delicious French toast that we had at the Polynesian.
The Tonga toast.
The Tonga toast, yes.
That's a riot.
Yeah, so she's been reminiscing about that for decades now.
Yeah, I think, what you're talking about is those family memories that was key to me buying into DVC. They sell it that way, but I was already thinking that way. And to bring other people, to be able to bring a large group, that was a big motivator for me.
Right.
And just to, have all those family memories. You remember all the good times, don't you? Especially, like you had said before, there are bad times.
It happens. But that kind of fades.
Outside of Disney World.
Right.
Susan Jones.
Yes. I've been to Disney a lot of times myself before I had my daughter, but my favorite memory is when I brought her for the first time when she was 3.5 and bringing her down Main Street, and to see it through her eyes was just, I'll never forget it, because we had gone into the parks before they had opened and we were going to breakfast at Cinderella's Castle. I forget what the name of the restaurant is, but so that was her first adventure. The street was like empty and she was walking down in her yellow belle dress and her eyes were wide open, and I've never, seen anything or felt anything like it again. And then having all the princesses come up to her and she thought they were real, and it was just so much fun. And, that went on for we became DVC members at that trip. And then we've been back so many times ever since. And she still loves to go. She's packing now to leave in 2 weeks. She just had me get her suitcase tonight. So, it's the family memories, but that one in particular, I'll just never, ever forget it.
Well, you're making me feel bad, Susan, because probably one of my biggest regrets for Lindsay, there's a couple. Lindsay, we didn't send you to dance lessons. You did karate instead of dance lessons, which you...
Yeah. And I'm not happy about that one. That one I'm very angry about.
But besides that, you never got the opportunity to be the little girl princess all dressed up down there.
I was a little bit too old for it. Like I was just like on the edge of the line when we first went. So
yeah, well, you can still do it now. I've said, Halloween time and stuff. There's plenty, right?
Yeah. Right.
Well,
no,
Lindsay,
they should do a Bippity Boppity Boo boutique for adults.
They will do your hair there, but they will not give you a dress.
Oh, will they? I thought they
Yeah.
wouldn't. I thought they had an age limit. But anyways, no. And that was the other time too when she did go to the Bippity Boppity Boo boutique. I mean, she did it all. She wore every costume there ever was, and cost me a fortune. But it was fun.
Well, I think you think about the first time that we went. I wouldn't have even known. I don't know that they had the Bippity Boppity boutique.
I don't think they did.
They probably didn't, but they did certainly have the dresses to you could do it on your own. I'm sure was available, but I wouldn't have known to do it unless someone were to teach me and tell us, this is the thing to do. And I have a friend at work who's got a daughter, and she's really into the princesses things. Like they watch the videos, and he keeps telling me. I said, well, listen, here's what you got to do when you decide to go. When she's 5 or 6 years old, don't forget to do the Bippity Boppity.
It's worth the price tag for those.
If you don't do anything,
it is. I mean, I have the pictures of it, and I have the picture of Trisha seeing herself in the mirror for the first time, and it's just magical. I love it.
Yes, I love that. And Lindsay, when she was little, when we would take pictures of her, if she wore a pretty dress or something like that, she always posed and stuff. Right, Liz? You used to put on this.
Yeah, because why not?
You used to put on these.
Great.
It was so adorable. I can just picture her doing that.
That's what it's all about. But it really is. And nowadays, the little girls just kind of like know how to do it. And even the boys like to wear the pirates and costumes, and kids just really get into it. And I think that's so much fun.
Well, and to even push this even farther, Benjamin, our youngest, was 6 years old when we went the first time. And I don't know what got this into his head, but he wanted that Peter Pan outfit. Right, Lindsay?
Yeah.
And we did.
Did he get it?
Yeah, we did get the Peter Pan outfit. And I forget what, and it was hysterical. Well, at least that's his claim to fame. You know what my claim to fame was, which my sister always reminds me of? My good friends of ours, they had a cowgirl outfit with the little skirt and everything, and that was something I absolutely wanted to wear. So there's my...
And you admit it.
And I'm telling you, the whole world. When I was a little kid, I wore a little red cowgirl outfit. I think my mother has pictures of it. So if you ever want to...
Picture?
Yeah. Please, pictures.
Yeah, you can't frame me because I just admitted it.
Oh, anyways.
That's a whole different story. All right, Glenn, your turn to tell us a special memory.
Can I get nostalgic about a memory that hasn't happened yet? A trip that hasn't happened yet, maybe?
Yeah, hey, go with it.
Anything is possible.
It's a magical place here. So when I was on the podcast, with you guys the first time, I was asking about, DVC. We were thinking about buying DVC and specifically at Bay Lake Tower. And, I'm very got to cross my T's and dot my I's. So we did a lot of research and we're going to hold off for a little bit, but we're going to go, on rented DVC points and give it a try. And we are going to do Bay Lake Tower.
Oh, beautiful.
What worked out with the age of our kids, like I said, we got a 4 and a 2-year-old. What worked out really well was October of this coming year. So we booked it right at that 11-month window, and we're very excited. I guess this is, kind of around November, and we had just put down our non-refundable deposit. Renting 5 days at Bay Lake Tower.
Nice.
And a week later, my wife surprised us with the news that we're expecting another one. So
another DVC.
That's
another night.
What's that?
Another DVC night or
another DVC night? No, another baby, another little boy coming to join our family. Of course, a week after so he'll be 3 months old, and after the initial, kind of frustration and shock of taking a 3-month-old to Disney has faded. I'm now just really excited about.
Wow.
About experiencing obviously the magic of Disney through what'll be my 4-year-old and my 2-year-old, but now just an infant, and sharing that with him, and taking the pictures and showing him that his first Disney trip happened before he could probably sit up, which is going to be exciting.
So is your son, who's the oldest?
So AJ's the oldest. He's 4.
Yeah.
And then little Harrison is 2, and so
you got the same family as us.
Who knows what? What's that?
You got like the same style of family as us.
Yeah, the same spacing. Yeah, nice.
Same spacing. Now, Glenn, let me tell you something.
Talk to me.
We're gonna have to advise you all the way through this whole.
We're not easy.
Yeah, right. I don't want to depress you. You have a much better probably patience than I do, I hope. But I remember I've told this story before. We went when the kids were a little older than that, but not maybe a couple of years older than that. We took them to Lake Compounds, which is in Bristol, Connecticut, right across from ESPN, and they proceeded to have a meltdown towards the end of the day. And my wife and I decided we're never going anywhere else with these kids ever again. And we didn't really do anything for like 4 or 5 years. But what are you staying? Are you staying in a 1-bedroom, or what did you get?
Yeah, we had locked in on a 1-bedroom, and I guess when you rent the points, you're kind of stuck with that room. We asked if we could jump that up to a 2-bedroom or something else. I mean, we would have been okay with that. Or
no, I think you'll be fine with a 1-bedroom actually. With this, yeah, I think you'll be great. Right, so you'll have the master suite is amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you've got
that'll be my wife and the infant. And so where will I be sleeping?
On the pull-out chair out in the living room,
which I can't speak fondly of, but you'll be fine.
It's got to be better. Well, we did the downtown Disney suites when you guys were little. At least it had kind of a separate bedroom in the living room kind of situation too. But it's always been difficult. Heather, I know, talks about this too, the family of 5. But you know what I think is going to be great for you with an infant is being walking distance to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. I think you're right. That's a blessing that we had planned on doing a split stay where we were going to do 5 days at Bay Lake Tower and then another 5 at the Animal Kingdom. And luckily we found the news before the Animal Kingdom purchase went through.
Yeah.
Because that would not have been as much fun getting on the bus, mandatory bus everywhere. So yeah, we'll just do the 5 days at the Bay Lake Tower. And a good bit of kind of upshot of it is my parents, who were on the fence about going on a Disney trip with extra family. This kind of pushed them over the edge. So Grandma and Grandpa are going to be joining us as well.
Oh, awesome!
So they'll help us out. So my wife and I might get a night at Food and Wine or something like that to actually enjoy ourselves without the children. So.
Awesome, Glenn. No, I think you're in the best place you possibly could be with the situation you're now. The situation doesn't sound good. Congratulations, that's really just awesome news.
Well, that's what we'll call him. The situation. We'll work on names.
Well, Benjamin was a surprise, which he knows that.
The truth comes out. Okay.
Glenn, that is awesome. You're going to have lots of fond memories. So I hope it all works out for you.
And I keep thinking about what you always say, which is family is everything. And I'm really looking forward to putting the smile on this amazing experience with our littlest guy.
It is. Agreed. All right. I don't know how you're going to top that, Judy.
I don't know either. No surprises in this family. I would have to say it was our trip 2 years ago in July of 2013. I knew I was going to be retiring from teaching in a year. So I said, Grandma is taking everybody to Disney World.
Yeah.
And my oldest grandson had been there with his father, but my 2 youngest grandchildren had never been there. And so I said, I have to be with them the first day they walk into the Magic Kingdom. I want to see their reaction.
Right.
We were there at Rope Drop. We went into the Magic Kingdom, and just the looks on their faces was, I don't think they had any idea of what they were going to experience. They were so excited. And we did do the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo Boutique with Linnea, and she became Ariel for a day. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then Casey celebrated his 12th birthday at the Hoop-de-Doo Review. And I had arranged for them to have a cake, and they celebrate birthdays, and they had him stand up, and they sang happy birthday. It was just, like you said, family. It was great having them. I raised my boys right because they love Disney themselves. They go down on their own. My grandchildren aren't speaking to me right now because we're not taking them in 2 days. But
Yeah, you always
they'll
want to go
get
back.
there again.
Yeah, I love bringing big groups. I like sharing it with the whole gang, like we did with our anniversary trip too last year.
That's the way to go. It really is with the family.
Although the alone time is good too.
Well, this will be the first time my husband and I have been there alone since we went back in '72.
Yep.
So it'll be fun to just experience it, together again without the kids. But my boys being older, they would all go off on their own now,
Right.
and we always would meet up for dinner. Mm-hmm. We've always done the dining plan. So we would have our reservations for dinner all made, and we'd all meet up at the same place for dinner, and that was really fun.
Yeah, I think as long as you have arrangements and everyone has their boundaries, and people do what they want to do, but you also get together for dinner and you have times. It all works out great.
Yeah, it was great, and just staying with them, And we went. The first ride they went on was Aladdin, and Aladdin and Jasmine were there riding the ride when they were on it. So it was really neat. They loved that. We thought that was great.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see the kids' reactions with the characters.
Especially the first time.
Yep. Thank you, Judy. That is awesome.
They saw so many characters. They got so many autographs. It was just awesome. It was great.
Awesome, Judy. And Jen.
Well, I guess it's kind of 3 memories, really, but they all kind of piggyback what everybody else has said about being in the show and Bippity Boppity. So the one, we were in the Monsters, Inc. show twice. The first time we were not, unfortunately, my husband was not that guy.
No, it's not easy.
But he was like a substitute for that guy. There was still that guy, but he they kept on going referencing back to him, like, not as angry as that guy. So it wasn't, there was that guy, but then there was also, he was a different that guy. They had like 2 of them, and they kept on referencing back to him, which was great because he hates being the center of attention.
Which was fun for you.
Bright red. And then the second one happened when our youngest daughter was 9 months old, and she was that baby.
Oh, yeah.
And they kept on referencing back to her being, not as cute as that baby.
Cute.
So that was really sweet, except for our oldest daughter was not happy that she got to be, on the show. And then the second one is Bippity Boppity, and just like what was said before with, when they are sitting in the chair and their head, they can't see what's going on, and as they spin them around, and our daughter was Cinderella, and her hair's all up, and she's 3 years old, and it was her birthday. It was her 3rd birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And so she's a tiny petite thing. Yeah. And so just seeing this little tiny thing with her hair all slicked back and this makeup on, and my husband on the video going, oh, it's just like his little girl, you know what I mean? It was just, it was
absolutely
amazing.
But it's reminding me of the haircut. A lot of the kids that get their first haircut in the barbershop too.
Yeah, that's what our youngest that's on this last trip, she had the haircut in the barbershop. And it's just not the same reaction though. No. Like, it's cool. Okay. And they do a really good job, and it was lots of fun, but it's just not the same. So she'll be, we're not going into with her this year, but when we go on the cruise next year, we're going on Fantasy. So they have Bippity Boppity on that. So thinking about maybe doing it on that for her birthday, 4th birthday next year.
Yeah, awesome. Lindsay, you want to share something?
I have a vague memory. It's not like, well, it's like a very general one, and it fits the theme of our podcast very well because it's my memory is with you down in Disney World, because when we would go when I was little, this is like when I was little, so like when I was 8 and 9 and 10. It would be my older brother Harry would go up by himself, and then Ben would go with my mom, and then I would always be paired up with my dad. And that was such a special thing for me because I didn't get to see you as much as I got to see Mom like during the day and everything at school. And then you would come home at night and I'd see you. But when we were at Disney World, I would hang out with you all the time, and that was so special for me. And then to make this is like the magical memory that we have photos of, which is fantastic. It's how I was so afraid of some of the rides, and you would always sit next to me, mm-hmm. and then you would look and I'd be on the ride and I'd be having a blast, especially like Splash Mountain. And then we would go see the pictures at the end, and it's like, where did Lindsay go? Because I would duck down and hold my legs as tight as I could, and you would laugh at me when I was horrified. And it's just looking back on those pictures now, it's hilarious, and it just makes makes those moments like stand out in my mind as like those were like the best times. And yeah, I remember walking around Epcot with you, and I would follow you everywhere and look at all the history of all the different countries, because I thought whatever my dad did was so cool, and he was interested in this, so I was interested in this, and I carried on into my adulthood where I love Epcot now. So it's cool.
Well, you're making me cry.
Me too.
But you know, and Brian was talking about that feeling, but you know, also just. Yeah, we work hard. We're at work a lot. We don't spend a lot of time with our families. We spend more time at work. And so the time on vacation is special, and it brings back those memories. So I know, I totally know what you mean, Lindsay. And it's same for here. And, I'll share one thing. It's not that, it might not sound that grand, and sometime I was over with my boys. The three of us were over at Hollywood Studios, and I wanted, I thought this might be boring actually, and I took them into the Walt Disney. What's the little spot there where they Man in His Dream?
One Man's Dream.
One Man's Dream. Thank you. Went blank there. You got me all choked up, Lynn. So I went over there and took the boys in there and walked through that. And now my son Harry, who's a graphic artist, he's doing graphic design in Boston right now and finishing up his degree. And this was he was in school, so he was in college. And Benjamin, it's kind of fun for the three boys to be together, right, and spend some quality time together. But I remember watching the film at the end, which is all about Walt Disney and his life story. And we walked out of there, and now Harry's not the one that he doesn't talk a lot, but he's a pretty intelligent guy when he says something. But he said something to me like, that was very inspiring. And that just struck me, that, well, of course I want him to be successful in his career. And, he had really switched majors at the time, which was kind of a traumatic experience. So I felt that he got some inspiration from Walt Disney there, and it just meant, I don't know, it just struck me kind of in the heart, so to speak.
Yeah. And
Ben kind of said the same thing too. Ben's always liked animation and that kind of stuff, so we had a nice little conversation about that. That was intimate and fun. So thank you so much, guys, for sharing some of these stories. I hope you guys had some fun.
This has been great. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this celebration. And I'm planning on doing this again next week with another group. I'm going to have part 2 because I wanted to get everybody involved. And I had great response. The Disney Exchange gang is going to be, all 3 of them are going to be joining me next week.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
And yes, they started a podcast, and that's our very first guest was Lisa Green. Mm-hmm. She was the very first person I reached out to. and Nick Maglio. He's been on the show before, right before they started their podcast. And actually, David Hodges and his daughter did a podcast previously. And Lindsay and I that was our first time I think we guest appeared on someone's podcast.
Yep.
And so I'm going to have all three of them as well as some of the other past guests I'm rounding up. I'm so glad you guys could join us. It's not easy to get a night where everyone is available. And I really love this. And I think actually I'm thinking about starting this as a trend, maybe once a month, having a round table and doing that as a bonus episode out there. So I appreciate you guys taking the time and being with us. Yeah.
I just wanted to say, and probably on behalf of everybody that you invited on tonight, thank you guys for putting the podcast together. What you guys do is like, it's just, to me, it's different than some of the other Disney podcasts out there just because, and I wrote this in my iTunes review, it's kind of like sitting on a bench on Main Street and talking to your friend about Walt Disney World and listening to you and Lindsay talk to each other. It's just, number one, it's a cool dynamic that it's a father-daughter. And number two, that you guys just both love this place so much and that you loved it enough to put together this podcast and to do it and to stick with it. And I'm a big fan of you guys and I hope that we're celebrating 5 years down the road. So congratulations and please keep the podcasts coming.
Thank you, buddy.
Well said, Brian.
Well said,
Brian.
Yeah. Well said.
I love you guys. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's what it's all about, and it's about family, it's about friends and, enjoying this life we live. And hopefully sometime we'll all get a big gathering down there at Disney World. That's one of my dreams.
So we can really sit on the bench at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
We could sit on the grass, in the new grass.
Yes. Right. How is that? Yes.
You mean the AstroTurf?
Yes.
Wait, I thought it was AstroTurf. Wait, I'm confused.
Grass with the finger quotation marks.
Yes.
It's all real.
It is. Magic. It's all magic, right?
You got it, guys. Well, yep. I hope to see you in the parks someday for sure. And again, if you're down there and you want to see Lindsay, we can arrange that too. Hopefully she's on her day off.
Yeah. Mickey keeps me busy.
You're booking her right up, Kurt.
I know. She'll
be working 7 days a week doing tours on her days off.
Honestly, guys, I mean, this month she's got a lot of people going down there.
I know.
Close friends.
And I love it.
Close friends of
We're
ours.
down there the 14th through the 21st, so I'll look you up.
Awesome.
All
right, I'm going to finish up here with the usual outro. So if you can enhance our show too by being a guest, like some of our good friends that have done that throughout the year, we'd love to hear your Disney World story, and you can be a guest on our show. Yeah, you got a trip report. Those are always fun, or a great idea for a top 5 topic to chat with us about. We'd love to have you. We love making new friends. And you can get me on the Twitter at Geekin on WDW. Emailing has been a pretty successful. Try that at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Or we love chatting on Twitter and Facebook and all that jazz. Feel free to contact me. Give me any more feedback or questions. I like trying new things. We just tried a round table tonight and it was fun. And we just love making your time at the parks or the best time that they possibly can be at Disney World. All right. Yes, you can support our show. Now, Brian does this all the time. You retweet or share our posts out there on Twitter and Facebook. And, a 5-star iTunes review is always greatly appreciated. We will see you again next week or maybe even sooner, Lindsay. We're going to stick and do another show maybe soon. And thanks for geeking on Walt Disney World with us. And we'll talk to you real soon. Talk to you later, Linz.
Bye, everyone.
And everyone else. And guess what? My recorder had stopped recording.
Are you kidding?
No.
You recorded 8 minutes of nonsense and then you stopped when we're actually recording the show.
Yeah, so
that was radio gold. That's a shame.
I know.
Yeah,
we'll do, Lindsay. I'll record that.
How far away or how long ago did it stop?
That's all right. We'll do that part after. So we'll just tag that in there.
How long ago did it stop?
I don't know, but it was at 8 minutes and then I looked over and it stopped. So it's going now. All right. So let me just introduce everybody.
Okay.
Then we'll go back. I'll check it and we can re-record that part. Yeah, sometimes there's technical difficulties.
Not the first time.
Yeah, right. Good thing I checked.
Bye.
Hasta la vista. Let's all sing wishes together.
Should be happening.
I'll see you next week, Lindsay.
I know, Judy. I'm so excited. I got Sunday off, so I'll be with you Sunday too.
Awesome.
Yeah, I traded my shift away.
Awesome. Text me. I've got some questions to ask you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll definitely talk to you. I might give you a call sometime.
Sounds good. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Judy.
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you again real soon. Stay in touch.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Night.
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 Dad, I want to talk to you, so don't hang up.
Okay.
Is everyone else gone? Is it just us? It looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to turn my camera back on.